Hello, in this lecture we are going to create a new project with a form. So open up Visual Studio. I've already got Visual Studio open. Click on the new project link, or you can access the new project via the file menu. You go File, New Project. Wait for it to load. Make sure you got Visual C# selected and you've got the Windows Form application selected. You've got a default name here. You need to change the name to the name you want to give the application. So I'm going to call mine Matching Pairs Game. So if you're using more than 2 words, make sure there are no spaces. I've got 3 words here. Notice there are no spaces between the words, although I've capitalized the beginning letter of each of the words. Once you've got that name sorted out, click on the OK button and Visual Studio should progress to build the project with a form. So here is the form that Visual Studio has generated for us. We just need to change some of the properties of the form. The first property we're going to change is the name on the form, and you can change that using the text property. So when you're changing properties, make sure you're changing the properties for the right entity. You can tell here I'm changing the property for the form because it's got the form 1 name here. You can tell the form 1 there ties in with the form 1 name on there. So I'm just going to change the text, change it to the name of the game. So I'm calling it Matching Pairs Game. Notice on here I've left spaces between the words. That's okay. You can do that within the properties, but not when you actually create the project. So you can see the name has now reflected on the title of the form. I would like to change the size of the form. At the moment this is possible because you can see these little squares here, these 3 squares. You can change the look at the property here called size. If I drag this, watch the values here change. You can see that it's changed. So you can either change it from here or you can change it there. I'm going to change it here. I'm going to make it 550 by 550. That is, I want the width to be 550 and the height to be 550. So if I click on anywhere here, you should see this should be the correct size of the form, reflecting on the size I have set. I'm not going to change the actual ID of the form name, which is this. The reason I'm not doing that is because this is going to be the only form we are going to use for this project. If we were using several forms, then it would have been necessary to rename the forms so that we can identify them properly. Although it's still a good practice to rename them, but for the purpose of this project, I'm going to leave it with the default name. So that's it. So when you're done, let's test the form. One good thing with Visual Studio, it allows you to test your project by running it in a debug mode. Debug meaning it is kind of like a private sandbox where you can test your application as you're building it. So let's click on Start and that should launch the application. So this is what the form looks like. While the application is running, you can't make any changes. And so this here is just a diagnostics of what's going on, but you can't actually make changes while it is running. You'll need to stop it first using the stop button to stop debugging before you can make any further changes. For now, I'm happy with the size. It's always a good practice to test your applications as you build them. That's it for this lecture. Thanks very much for watching. I'll just click on the stop button to stop it from running. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.